Welcome to the show.
Alright guys, we are live. Welcome everybody to the podcast. This morning, I am your host, Zalfgamer, and alongside we have the one, the only, the real Sylar08. And I believe he just arrived. What's up, dude?
Oh, well, good man. All good.
He was almost running late, but he just got here just in time. And joining us again today is the one, the only Scrooge McDuck. Say hello, Scrooge McDuck. Welcome back to the podcast.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Alright, so as always, we're going to get this started by talking about the episode. And just to give spoiler alerts to those that have not watched the episode, if you want to turn off and check back this review in a little bit, you can, or go watch it real quick and then come on it back and check it back. It's really just a 22-25 minute episode with no commercial or any kind of interruptions if you watch the anime straight up. So, alright, so gentlemen, let's get this started. So episode 96 review, alright, here we go. The episode is entitled, The Time Is Here. To the World of Void for the Fate of the Universe. That's an amazing 3 sentences for a title. So in the beginning of the episode, we got to see the fighting stage in the glorious godly music playing in the background. Everybody's amazed. When I say everybody, it's the gods and the Kais that arrived. And I believe these are all the gods and the Kais that are the ones that got exempt, because not everybody was there right off the bat. So obviously the Grand Priest was the one that created, and he heard some concerns from, looked like a few of the Kais, and so the Grand Priest assured them that the material that was used for this arena, so we start out with an explanation of like how this thing was created or what kind of material. So the question was what kind of material it was. So basically it's called Kachi Kachin, and apparently it's about a little stronger than certain kind of material made from Universe 7. So I feel like it's amazing that the Grand Priest is talking about Universe 7's material. So that's something to keep in mind. So we're going to continue on. But so the Grand Priest also lets them know that Mr. Zeno-sama is very eager to watch the fights from everyone. And then he suggests, if you guys want to test out the arena, you guys are do so, to show Zeno, you guys, they wanted to show them if this arena or this battleground that he created is definitely up to par and will hold with all the attacks. Now go figure, we get 3 volunteers, which is Iraq. I believe one is named Iraq, one is named Irni or something like that. It's I-W-N-E. I cannot say that word, so I apologize if I can't speak a certain word correctly. And then the other god was Likur. So these are 3 gods of instructions that volunteered to hear out the Grand Priest's idea of, testing out the arena. There was the 4th and final god that, again, these guys are exempt from the tournament at all, like any of their fighters are exempt. And his name was, I believe, Gene or something like that. And he didn't even want to participate. Even one of the Kais asked, why don't you go out there and test your luck, or you got something to prove, or who's strongest and whatnot. And obviously he said there's no point doing it because of the fact that he has nothing to prove, because apparently he's the strongest, supposedly. We don't know, but bottom line is the three gods were told to go ahead and start the fight, and they did it only because they want to impress Zeno. That's pretty much why they wanted to do it, not because they wanted to test out the arena, but they just wanted to test. They just wanted to test their fighting skills against each other because of the fact that they want to impress Mr. Zeno. So after a really good 1 minute of fighting, it was a really cool fight. I mean, it was some intense God of Destruction fighting. And remember, the fight is done in the world of Void, so nothing was going to get destroyed at all, at risk of 2 gods going at it and a universe being destroyed and all that. So you didn't have to worry about that. That's why they were at the world of Void. So that prevented anything from happening. But other than that, they were going ham, all 3 of them, one on one, all against all. They pretty much did wreck the arena. A little more than what even the Grand Priest found out about it. So the Grand Priest let him know, oh, I guess you guys found some of the weak spots in the arena. So go fix my shit, basically what he said. And then of course that was a funny moment because the faces that the gods gave to Zeno after they found out that Zeno never even watched the fight. That was the most priceless lull moment of the episode. So they basically wasted their fighting skills for nothing and no one to showcase it to. Oh, Ranma, thank you for the host, appreciate it. But yeah, so that turned out to be a waste of their time, and they were forced to rebuild the arena at this time. So while that was all going on, we find out that we go back to planet Earth, and we find that Lord Frieza is walking up towards the fighters. You know, now he's the allies of the Universe 7, and he's already making a mockery of the fighters, saying, "Oh, you guys, you look familiar," you know, and talking a lot of crap in front of everybody. And of course Beerus warns Frieza, you know, don't even go out of line or else, you know. And then of course then Vegeta sees Frieza, and the first thing he wants to do is mock Frieza about his halo above his head. And then Frieza was like, well, you know, if you want to go that far, I'll gladly return the favor. And then of course that didn't piss off Vegeta. Vegeta's actually smiling because he's getting worked up and he knows he wants to really beat up Frieza again. I mean, last time we seen these two was during the Resurrection of F era, or saga, I should say. So, but anyway, Goku then had to cut in and ensure everybody, listen, Frieza's gonna be okay. And of course, then he's saying, well, I'll tell Frieza what to do. And of course, Frieza's like, you know, you're not gonna tell me what to do. But you know, again, Beerus is right there, you know, warning Frieza, you know, you need to chill or else. So basically, the Supreme Kai was actually going to suggest something. So the Supreme Kai, for the first time, he's finally suggesting what to do. But then, after hearing what they were suggesting about the word teamwork from Gohan, Vegeta immediately said, no, there ain't going to be no teamwork. It's going to be, I'm going to go fight the strongest people. You all should too. One-on-one. Basically, it's not what he said word for word, but that's exactly what he was trying to say. He didn't want to do any kind of co-oping in this tournament. And of course Beerus freaked out, got fired up, got pissed off at him, and got pissed off at the whole situation. But the Supreme Kai made it clear to all the fighters, work as a team. If you have to go 3-on-1, go 3-on-1. If you got to go 10-on-1, go 10-on-1 at this point. So then here comes the next biggest comedy part of the episode, which is where, you know, Whis is saying, listen, we got to go. And we need a transport. Everybody hold hands and make a circle. And Vegeta's freaking out because he's like, wait a minute, we're inviting Frieza to our friendship circle? Which, first of all, that was the funniest thing to be said, number one. And number two, of course, he didn't want to hold hands with Frieza. Then Beerus got pissed again. He said, listen, just take my freaking hand. I'll block between y'all two. Get in the damn circle now. And let's go. So, so basically, they get transported. Bulma wishing him luck, you know, saying goodbye. Same with Yamcha. And Yamcha had a cutscene earlier, too, where he's like, you know, I could have joined and blah, blah, blah. You weren't going to join, first of all. Just stop it. You're just full of crap, Yamcha. But anyways, after Bulma said goodbye, I think Vegeta took it to heart, you know, in a good way, which was great. So, got to see a human side of Vegeta again. And then we get a commercial. We go into the next scene. They're arriving at the world of Void, and all the Universe 7 fighters are amazed, shocked, and concerned for sure. I mean, it's crazy what this Void can do, especially with the arena in play. And so, first thing we know is, you know, Vegeta mentions, well, we can't fly in this battlefield, right? So Whis confirms it, and then Goku tests that theory, and basically you can't fly in the world of Void. Also, Whis also mentioned to him that after 18 notice, look what's down below after seeing the edge of the arena. If you fall in there, you're basically done. So, hence where some of our predictions from past podcasts are going to come into play, and we'll discuss that in a little bit. But right now, so So yeah, Universe 7 has a lot to learn about this tournament. Like, they already know what's at stake, but all the rules still have to apply based on the Grand Priestess rules. So once that happened, Beerus noticed that he sees some more fighters and the gods and the Kais arriving, and noticed that they weren't holding hands, and of course questioning Whis, why the hell did we hold hands if they didn't do it? Well, Whis said, well, it was a way to encourage the fighters, you know, to bring their morale up. And then Beerus is like, are you kidding me? They could have just been torn apart. They didn't want to hold hands. What were you thinking, Whis? Basically, that's what he told him. So, so basically, that all happened. And then after hearing about some of the rules from Whis again, we got a glimpse of Universe 6 arriving. So Universe 6 arrives. First person to arrive was Frost, we saw in the background. Frost notices Frieza, and Frieza notices Frost. We'll get back into that in a minute here. So then we also notice all the other fighters, including Hit and Kaba. And then of course Kaba runs up to the Vegeta, basically calling them a master, obviously for teaching them the ways of Super Saiyan. Of course Vegeta, you know, with the pride, just like, don't call me a master, don't call me a teacher. Listen, we're just rivals, you know, let's move on. So then of course Goku noticed that there's female Saiyans right behind him. So Goku tried to introduce himself to Khalifa and Kale, which Kale is shyfully behind Khalifa the whole time, as always, and tries to shake a hand and gets it slapped by Khalifa. And just a reminder that, listen, we ain't here to make friends. You know, we're representing this universe, and we're going to be the best universe, basically. So Vegeta is like, kind of like not freaking out, but heard, you know, a little bit of the taunting going on. But then we cut into the next scene with some Universe 7 fighters. We see Tien, Roshi, and Krillin. And Krillin is reminding Roshi that, listen, you know, there's the Universe 6 women. You know, you can't fall in love and fall, you know, fall for that. Oh my God, I love them and stuff like that. And then Roshi basically gives the clobber right in the head to Krillin to shut him up, because he mentions to Krillin that, don't worry, I'll assure y'all, I got this. I'm keeping my lust in vain. That's right, the word lust. That's what he does. Lust in check. So no lusting in the tournament. He's pretty much saying that. So he's good. As far as Krillin and Tien giving a smirk back to Master Roshi, we're good. So then we cut back into the scene where Frost is talking to Frieza and Frieza is talking to Frost, and basically Frieza's the one that says, hey, you and I have pretty much, you know, similar ideals, right? And we like to do similar things, meaning being evil, want to kill shit, want to destroy shit, want to be deceiving. And then of course Frieza's the one like, hey, you want to work together. So that prediction from Sylar came true. They're gonna work together. So let's get that prediction out. That was hit. If you predicted, anybody else, that you predicted that Frost and Frieza were gonna work together, well, as the great one from a certain YouTube channel once said, I guess you're a great prognosticator, I should say. So that's pretty damn good that you predicted that one. So we got that confirmation done. So after all that happened, Universe 7's fighters is sensing, obviously, the energy of the last arriving universe, which is Universe 11. So while everybody's transporting, Universe 11 is the last to arrive, and we got to see the Pride Troopers in action, all suited up. We see a female out of the 10. It looked like, I think it was just one female. Of course, we see Jiren, the most powerful. Of course, we see Toppo, the Beerus look-alike, and of course the general with, you know, the freaking cyber eye or whatever, and everybody else arriving. We don't know a thing about, so we'll learn maybe more about Universe 11's other fighters in the next episode. Don't know, but all I know is we got a couple key players that showed up. Of course, Goku, Vegeta, and some of the others that senses their power know that they're really strong. So even Vegeta doesn't know, because this is the first time Vegeta's seen these fighters, because he was too busy babysitting and taking care of his little one, you know, since giving birth to Bola from Bulma. So, you know, obviously then Khalifa is is saying, well, if 7 is so scared of Universe 11, surely we got nothing to worry about 7 because we can beat them. And Vegeta's like, Nani? So we hear a bunch of Nanis from Vegeta in this episode because Khalifa is basically trying to taunt, Universe 7, and definitely doing a good job against Vegeta because Vegeta, he has a chip on his shoulder. It's the Saiyan pride thing. So anyway, Goku says, you know what, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to greet the whole Universe 11 team. And then the first thing he sees goes up to Toppo and says, hey, you know what? When this tournament starts, let's get that rematch out of the way. One-on-one, let's go. And then, of course, Toppo refuses the one-on-one. He's like, listen, it ain't about you, Goku. It's about the Universe 11, all right? This is our concern. We want to win, all right? We're concerned about our universe, not some grovel that you want to have with me. You want to have beef with me because of our last rematch. No, we ain't caring about that, And, of course, Goku even reminded, well, you're going to have to fight me either way. And he said, hey, when it comes to that, it comes to that, okay? But until then, nah, all bets are off. And then all of a sudden, Goku then peeks at the newest fighter, which is Jiren. So, Jiren, before he was going to do anything, like Goku didn't even get to say a word or do anything. He just glanced at Jiren, and immediately Jiren teleports right behind Goku and tells him to get lost. And that phased and shocked the hell out of Goku, and he didn't even see that coming. So that was crazy. And then after that happened, the three guys' instructions that were fixing the arena were pretty much telling each other, let's pick up the pace. And here's what I didn't get. I didn't appreciate them all aiming all their bricks and shit towards Universe 7 fighters. So that's Goku, Vegeta, and all the team. And then, of course, the last few bricks to repair the battlefield were aimed at Jiren and Goku. Now, Goku quickly evaded the bricks and then had to evade them again while he took notice of Jiren, noticing that it wasn't even being aimed at him at all. So, obviously, Goku has a little bit of concern with Jiren because he's now very, very intrigued of this fighter, and he wants to keep an eye on him and fight him, obviously. In fact, that's what's going to lead to next week's episode, but let's continue to this week's episode. So, then once all that happened, the Grand Priest then announces all the fighters from every universe. So he started off with Universe 2. So Universe 2, which had, I believe, Brion, we find out that from last week's podcast, we were discussing what universe was that certain Yardrat. Well, again, if you predicted Universe 2, you're absolutely correct because that's where the Yardrat is actually fighting for. So it was Universe 2. And then we see Universe 3's fighters, nothing was said. And then Universe 4's fighters, which then Gohan had a concern because Gohan was like, well, wait a minute, there's only 8 fighters. Why is there not 10? And even Goku was like, that was trying to count it. And then everybody says, yeah, they have 8 fighters. Then 18 and Tien were talking to each other. And Tien even mentioned, listen, I can sense a presence of a fighter or two. So that means there's 2 fighters that are invisible or whatever, something that you cannot sense them that well. So that's going to be a key portion of this tournament of power. So keep an eye out on Universe 4. They've got 2 little stealthies going on. So that was that. And then after all of the fighters were announced, basically from the Grand Priest, Gohan gives another friendly reminder. Listen, teamwork, it needs to happen. Vegeta grinds his teeth and says, whatever, and he's like, it is what it is. We gotta get this going. And then the Grand Priest also says and mentions the last thing. Zeno, let's all say hi to Zeno. Zeno has some words for our fighters. So Zeno did speak real quick. He said he wanted to greet, well, both Zenos greeted all the fighters and make this exciting as possible and be amazed. So that ended the episode with the narrator explaining, all that's at stake, who's going to win. Tune into the next episode. And we'll talk about the next episode as well, which is episode 97. Now that we've reviewed the episode, or talked about the episode, let's review it. So, in my personal opinion, I feel like this episode was a little better than last week's. And the only reason I say this, now don't get me wrong, I still like Frieza, no matter what. Frieza made that last week's episode like really good, and what killed it was just the power scaling. This episode wasn't as exciting as Lord Frieza killing a bunch of people from Universe 9, but I'll say this, that we got to see 3 gods of destruction battle each other, testing out the arena, got to see some new characters from all aspects, the reactions from everybody meeting each other, of course, with that speaking, Frost and Frieza, Khalifa and Goku, Kaba and Vegeta, like, and then of course Universe 11's arrival, with everybody arriving. Like this episode, I would review it maybe about a solid 8. So I scored a little higher than last week, but not by much. Again, could have had some more stuff in it, but it is what it is, and it was a good episode in my opinion. So boys, let's start with Sylar08. What did you think about episode 96 this week? Let's hear your points and notes on what you want to take, and if you want to go ahead and rate it right now before you discuss that, go ahead. So Sylar, first of all, tell us what you think and what's up, man. Hello? Wait a minute. I think we lost Sylar. Sylar? Uh-oh. No, hold on a second. Can't hear Sylar. Stand by, guys.
Hello again.
There we go. Testing 1, 2, 3. You're
that's
good.
like, that's like every week. I kind of like.
I know, like for you, it's like every time. You said something,
anyway.
But anyway, go on. Go ahead.
Yeah. Anyway, so hey guys, I'm assuming that now you can hear me. Which
Yes,
Scrooge
we
could
can.
hear me before anyway. But getting on with the rating, I give it, first of all, the rating, I gave it a solid 7.
So about the same as last week. All right.
Yeah, I gave it a solid 7. It was good. There are a few pointers, you know. I mean, I'm going to go into depth about the universe and the warriors and things in a bit. But
Go ahead.
one of the first points, obviously, which annoyed me because I brought it up last week, and I was hoping that this week there would be an explanation, but there just wasn't. It's like they just left it. Was the 3 gods of destruction fighting each other?
Right.
You know, and going back to what we said, if gods of destruction clash, then you know the universe could retrospectively implode.
Right, and I discussed that briefly about, you know, if they're in the world of void, nothing's gonna get destroyed. So made that point clear.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, that's the only solace we could take, is that we kind of go, well, it doesn't apply to the void.
Right.
You know, but that again, that it wasn't necessarily canon confirmed, if that makes sense. Like they didn't address it, they didn't go, which I personally thought they should have done. I thought they should have at least gone, you know, one of the gods should have gone, we shouldn't be fighting because blah blah blah, and then, you know, Grand Priest could have gone, well, it's okay because you know there's no consequence in the void, and that for me would have been like, well, there's a canon explanation, so it's fine, you know. So that was,
it's fine.
That was really like one of my issues with the episode. My other issue was the fact that the Grand Priest took a great deal of episodes to build the arena, and then in the time, like in less than 5 minutes, 3 gods of destructions just completely rebuilt the entire stage.
Waffle stomped the shiza out of that arena. You know? So
like, I sat there and I thought to myself, well, the only solace I can take out of this is that there were 3 of them doing it, whereas there was only 1 Grand Priest. Correct. So I was kind of like, well, yeah, all right, fair enough, I'll accept that. So I didn't kind of, I didn't kind of slam the episode for that, but again, it's just something I thought I'd bring
just
up.
Some nitpick point.
I
hear you.
I've got a lot more good to say about the episode than I have bad though. I'm getting all the poopy poop out the way.
I hear you, man. In with the good,
the Frieza Frost thing again. Yeah, exactly. You know, the Frieza Frost thing, which you know, again, I did predict that a long time ago.
That was a very good prediction, by the way, and I figured that. Yeah, it was one of the easy ones, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
I think everybody saw that one coming.
It was one of the easy ones. Now, when Universe 11, this is one of my good points, because this is really exciting to me. Like, when all the other universes were there and everything, nobody sort of was really, you know, shocked at the strength of anybody or whatever, until Universe 11 arrived.
Correct, and 7 was the first to notice it, and they were very concerned. They were very concerned about that. So.
Now, I think, because when the Pride Troops and Topo and people were in the prelim tournament bit, you know, like the
exhibition
exhibition match.
Yeah.
That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, nobody was really that shocked at anybody's power level. So I'm just thinking that the University 7's reaction to University 11's Pride troops arriving, I don't think that reaction was aimed at University 11. I think it was solely aimed at Jiren.
Yeah.
I think Jiren's energy is like similar to how Trunks was oppressed when Vegeta transformed to SSB. You know, when he felt the pressure and the power. I think that's it. I don't think it's anything to do with Toppo or anybody else in particular. I think what caught everybody off guard was literally Jiren. So I mean, that would be like, you know, the one prediction is I think Toppo's I think Jiren's the reason why
he's
the
radiating
shock factor was there.
Ki like crazy, and they're shocked at that. So, but you gotta also remember too, Toppo and Goku from when they fought in that exhibition match. I know they were basically even. It looked like, but Goku, even with all the recruiting, somehow still gets stronger. And I think if that matchup happens, I think Toppo has no chance now. But anyways, continue on.
One of the most, I mean, I'm going to give Scrooge's take on the episode before I go into the depth analysis about the Universal Fighters. So the last thing that I want to bring up in terms of the episode's good points, which this is something that I really want to discuss with you guys. We said the void is controlled. It's a controlled state. He confirmed it is a controlled state, and that's why they can't fly.
Correct.
Now, one of the most interesting things that we said for me, and I thought this was absolutely a must-discuss topic, was the quote from Whis when he said, "For fairness, each warrior will feel the same gravity as their birth planet." Right? Now,
that's
to me,
very concerning comment. When I heard that comment too, no, don't get me wrong. I remember we saying that too, and that's a big concern.
I went away and I tried to research. I didn't use Dragon Ball Wiki because, you know what I mean. You just don't do that. So I tried to go away and research in depth as far as I could, and the only thing I could find out was that, as far as canon confirmation goes, is the only planet we know about that has a legitimate oppressive gravity compared to Earth's is planet Vegeta. And planet Vegeta has 10 times Earth's gravity.
Right.
Now this was confirmed in the Pui Pui Vegeta fight in the Majin Buu saga. So if anybody doesn't know what the fuck I'm on about, go back, watch the Vegeta Pui Pui thing where Vegeta says to Pui Pui, you know, this is the same gravity as my planet, when Pui Pui said that his planet's 10 times Earth's gravity. So if you don't know that, go back and watch that. Now, as far as I can tell, there was not really anything else that goes into other planetary gravity details. So Namek, I'm assuming, and this is an assumption, Namek, I'm assuming, has the same gravity as Earth, because my only basis for that is that Bulma, when she was on Namek, she could move around and breathe as freely as she could on Earth. So I don't really see the Namekians and Piccolo being at a disadvantage with the gravity, so I'm assuming that Piccolo will be fighting at the same gravity as Tien, Krillin, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Vegeta, Goku, they'll be fighting at 10 times Earth's gravity. Now, as far as Gohan's concerned, it was his birth planet, and he wasn't born on planet Vegeta, so Gohan will be fighting with Earth's gravity. I don't want to say a handicap, but it's interesting because every fighter inside this arena is now a gravitational disadvantage / advantage to everybody else, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
That plays, because if Toppo's, I mean, we don't know anything about Toppo, just an example. If Toppo's from a planet where it's 100 times Earth's gravity, that literally puts Earth's fighters at a massive disadvantage against Toppo. You know, so if Gohan's not being oppressed by any gravity, which he's not, you know, because his birth planet is zero gravity. Well, not zero gravity, but, you know, like 0 times, so Toppo might be fighting at 100 times Earth's gravity if that's his birth planet's gravitational pull or whatever. I'm not saying that's the case, I'm just saying that it's interesting to see that factor being played into it now. Because that puts a lot of people at a disadvantage.
I may disagree with that opinion, because like, if most of the fighters, like let's say for example the Saiyans, they're not going to have an issue with the gravity. Like, I hear what you're saying on the disadvantage part, because if these guys can go to 100 gravity at their home planet, and you know, obviously we know the gravity for Earth and whatever. You gotta remember, transforming into a Super Saiyan, just a regular Super Saiyan, it just negates the laws of gravity for them. They can move. They just can't fly. That's their only disadvantage. And it's just like when you said it yourself a couple minutes ago. It goes back to the Vegeta Pui Pui episode, and Pui Pui's all bragging to Vegeta, you know, hey, I trained at 10 G. 10 gravity on my planet. That's how I get stronger. And of course, you know, it's so funny that, you know, Vegeta's like, does that smirk, you know, to be pretending he was scared or concerned, and then gives that smirk to Pui Pui, and Pui Pui's shocked. He's like, I feel it. I feel nothing at all. It's like basically the gravity. So I think they'll be okay with that. I don't think that'll be too big of a concern. They'll have the natural speed of running, or trying to do some kind of teleporting of some sort, you know how they do in their own fighting styles. But I don't think that's going to be a disadvantage. I think they'll be fine. I think it'll be still an even play field. Well, I think it's just going to come down to who's got the better battle techniques and fighting styles and the strategy, because that's basically what this tournament is all about, is to knock people out of the ring. So that's going to involve a lot of strategy. And you're going to have to come up with a battle plan to execute that strategy. And the way that Universe 7 wants to do it, and when I say Universe 7, it's really Gohan's call, because he's the leader. He wants the damn teamwork to happen, while Supreme Kai wants them to go any means necessary to get a cheap victory. Yeah. So that means if you got to go 4-on-1, do the freaking 4-on-1 and just get the W for the knockout, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's hear what Scrooge has to say about this episode and what he rates it, and go from there. And then we'll get onto your notes as well, further beyond this episode. I'll say some things about this episode, what I liked and didn't like, you know, to explain why I gave it a rating of 7, and go from there. So, Mr. Scrooge McDuck, the floor is yours, sir.
Hi, everybody.
Hey.
I enjoyed the episode. I was telling Siler, I give it an 8.
Okay, so you gave it an 8.
I didn't feel like it was better. I didn't feel it was better than last episode. I knew this was going to be, like, in my opinion, like the Gathering episode before the, like, you know, it's like the vegetables before you eat the meat.
Okay, well, that's fine.
I enjoyed the beginning, like when Siler was saying when they showed the gods off, they were all fighting in the arena, how they just massively destroyed it when Grand Priest took like 30 episodes to build the net.
Right, I know, and that's pretty sad. You go so many episodes for all the time stamps at the end of every episode where it's showing, you know, hey, listen, we've got like 12 hours left, we got 9 hours left. So I don't know, it looked to me like it took the Grand Priest a couple days to, or even that, no, just less than 2 days. Okay, it was 2 days total to build what he built, and to have the Gods of Destruction that aren't even part of the participation of the tournament for their fighters to destroy it, basically. Yeah, that just told you something. And I mean, like, I thought it was a joke from the Grand Priest, to tell you the truth. I thought it was a big joke and a slap to our faces about that. So I can understand that being a little bit of a trollish moment. I also felt like but I also felt like in this episode, I felt like the Grand Priest just had some deceitful comments in this episode. Like, some people are gonna be like, huh, what are you talking about? I feel like he's starting to show some colors, because this goes back to with Sylar and I predicting, I think there could be something, you know, up with the Grand Priest, and we might be right. I don't know, because I feel like he said one deceitful thing in the beginning of the episode. And I knew it was a lie. He lied on one of the. I'm gonna go rewatch the episode and figure out what he lied about, because I know he did deceitfully talk to the people that were not participating once, but everything else was fine. So I didn't like how he was being deceitful on that. And no, it was not where he was saying Zeno was watching the fight and it turned out he wasn't. That wasn't part of it, because Zeno was wide awake. He was eating something, I believe. But anyways, continue on, Scrooge. This floor is yours. What else you got for us about this episode?
Also, like that when they kind of went back to the Frieza talk, he was talking to the group. and how he was trying to like provoke Vegeta.
Oh, I mean, that was crazy. That was just so crazy. Going back to, it's like Namek all over again.
I'm gonna go out with a bold prediction too, because of seeing this episode.
Early bold prediction.
I'm gonna go on a limb and saying if Frieza knew that if Supreme Kai died, that Beerus would die and Whis would be deactivated, he would decapitate Supreme Kai right on the. If he knew that.
If he knew that. So what, are you trying to say that he's gonna do that?
I think Supreme Kai's gonna die at some point.
Well,
why? Why?
That's gonna be the. I think that's what Frieza and Frost are planning. To overthrow the guy.
I'll tell you this. Based on last week's episode, I'm gonna retort to your comment. I might actually side on it. I'm not gonna agree with it, but I will side on that opinion, because last week even Frieza found out about Beerus and you know, everybody is at stake. He doesn't know necessarily about that situation. If one god dies, a certain god dies, everybody dies, just for that Universe 7. So don't know if working with Frost, if Frost has any of this information. I don't know. He could, because was it mentioned in the Universe 6 versus 7 arc? I don't know if it was mentioned to him per se, Frost that is, but we know that Frieza does not want to play along with 7. Okay, he's just going along and just wants to do his own thing, basically. You heard what he said to Goku. I ain't taking orders from anybody. I don't care who it is. Not from you, not from Vegeta, not even from anybody. So, and that includes Beerus and Whis. And from last week, I feel like he does want to do something against them. What he's trying to plan after he found out that their lives are at stake, well, basically Beerus' life is at stake, not Whis', but yeah, I absolutely, I could see something like that happening. But then at the same time, I see that when this attempt happens, I see that two things could happen. If, let's say this happened, all right? This is just predictions. We don't know if it's going to happen. I feel two predictions are going to happen. One is the Grand Priest is going to know about this, and he's the one that disposes of both of them right away. That's number one. And number two, if it's not the Grand Priest that intervenes, it's going to be Goku or Vegeta that intervenes and actually knocks them both out of the arena for good in the void. So that's going to come to those. But we don't know if that's going to happen. But anyway, Scrooge, continue on.
I also enjoyed that when they actually did get to the void, the female Saiyans and with Kaba, and they all met up, all 6 Saiyans pretty much came together. And I kind of nodded right away. I was like, wow, that's a female Vegeta right there.
It is.
Her full response, pretty much.
It was. I love it. It was. You could tell by the cockiness and the arrogance and the pride of her. So we see like a Vegeta in her. Absolutely. I 100% agree. That is a fact.
Also like that. It's funny because like everybody sensed Universe 11 coming, but obviously it was Jiren. Because, you know, that's how Goku... I think Goku knew it was Jiren.
I think a lot of people agree with that, too. It's just that Goku, again, you know how gullible he is. He's an idiot. Okay, quote of Vegeta. He's an idiot. So, basically, Goku and Vegeta senses the energy. But going up to him, you would think, okay, you're up close to every single fighter. You should clearly know that you can detect ki. You should know who's strong. So you just, all of a sudden, just have this little verbal... you know, challenge for a rematch against Toppo. You guys are talking for a few minutes, and then you notice Jiren. Not anybody else in the team, but then you just notice Jiren, and then you're like, oh, he's a new playmate to fight and beat up. Yeah. Let's see what he's got. You know, and before he could even get a word, Jiren shut him up and said, "Get lost." So
I also saw a throwback. I also seen a throwback from the original Namek saga. Remember when Jason and Birdo were like running after Goku and he wouldn't move? It's the same thing that Jiren did.
Oh wow, yeah. See, it seems like to me in a lot of these episodes we get flashbacks. We definitely get flashbacks, and that's why I'm saying, like when I said last week when the God of Destruction was giving that piece of energy of destruction to the lead assassin, the puppy dog assassin. I was like, well, that kind of reminded me of when Goku gave a portion of his Spirit Bomb energy that was left after he got whomped against Vegeta to Krillin. So I felt like we're getting some partial flashbacks and nostalgia moments from certain things. Not like it's happening like that, but it's just so funny coincidence that we're getting so many like old school coincidental flashback-ish kind of like, oh, that kind of reminded me of this, that kind of reminded me of this. So good points on that.
I also got...
What else you got?
I got like 2 more things, and then we'll go into like, I guess I got one for Siler, but before I go to Siler, I got pretty much everybody. I also love that the Grand Priest introduced everybody. I thought that was really cool, and I can't wait till Siler goes into that. I feel like Universe 10 with Gowasu is gonna beat up everybody, bro. Come on, like they're gonna beat everybody up.
I don't know. I don't know. And now we found out that they've got the. So we also learned one thing I forgot to mention. Universe 10 looked like were they the ones that got the flying fighters? I believe they were the ones that got the flying fighters.
Remember Gowasu? Did it?
Confirm it if I did, because I could have sworn I thought Universe 10 got the flying fighter. At least one of them. I don't know. Because it was either them or one of the 2, 3, or 4 fighters that got the flying ones. I know 4 definitely didn't get it, because 4, I believe...
It was 10.
It was 10. See, I was right. So, yeah, 10 got the flying fighters. So,
yeah.
We finally got... Hey, Siler, we finally got to see the other 9 fighters for Universe 10. You know, I was getting sick and tired of Protein Shake, man.
I have done like a legit. I mean, like I said, I will go in depth into these characters if that's cool with you when you're ready. But dude, fucking hell, man. I mean, I'll do it when you finish. What did you want to ask Scrooge anyway?
Oh, for one of the topics, if we can just start off with one topic to start off the bat.
Yeah.
Which is?
Yes, sweet.
Okay.
What topic you want to start off with?
Fucking Yardreds.
Yeah, okay.
Dude,
and we
Universe
just
fucking
that.
2.
Yeah,
now,
Universe 2 Yardrats.
Can instant transmission transport you to different universes? And that's what I want to know. Because if 6 and 7 are mirrors, how the fuck are the Yardrats on other?
That is a good question.
The thing is, like, I boldly predicted that it would be Universe 6, and my logic, I mean, I was wrong, so...
I think I said 2,
and so was I. I was way wrong as well. And
I mean, the premise... Go on, dude.
Well, I was going to say, and guess who got that right? It was Scrooge. He was the one that predicted it was 2, so...
Yeah.
That was crazy. That was a crazy guess. So, anyways, continue.
My reasoning... Yeah, my reasoning behind why he was part of Universe 6, like, the logic was sound, in the words of Spock. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Gonna nerd out. Like, the logic was there, you know? So it wasn't like it was a prediction without basis, if that makes sense. Now, going back to what Scrooge said, can they use instant transmission to go to different universes? I'm going to say possibly. I'm not going to say yes or no. I'm going to say possibly. Because the Kais can do it, and the Gods of Destruction can do it. Right? Now, I'm not saying that a Yadrat is a god of destruction, so don't take those words out of context. But what I'm saying is, if the Yadrats were famous for the instant transmission technique, there's nothing to say that the gods didn't, I'm not going to say steal it, but I'm going to say they didn't learn it that way either. Like, not necessarily from a Yadrat, but I'm just saying, like, if they've got Yadrats in the universe, they saw Yadrats develop this technique, they might be like, well, this could come useful for us. You know, we don't know how it works.
Right.
But maybe... Now maybe the Yadrat is I'm not going to say it's the same one that Goku met, and I'm not going to say it's anything.
I don't think it was. I don't think it was, because you could tell by the reaction. You could tell by the reaction from Vegeta and Goku, like especially Goku, and says, "Hey, oh my God, that's a Yadrat." He should know who it is, and clearly it's not like the same Yardrat. It's a different looking Yardrat breed, okay? But it is a Yardrat, and it is confirmed, and Goku confirmed it. So
yeah,
that was pretty cool.
Two points I do want to make with regards to this. One's an incredibly far-fetched theory, but again has basis to it, and the other one is just going on what Goku said.
Yeah.
My theory, the only thing that I think it would be cool if they kind of did a story development where this Yadrat reacts to Frieza, and maybe, you know, something happened to Yadrat's planet, you know, whatever some people came back and claimed to be working for Frieza and destroyed Yadrat, and this Yadrat took refuge in Universe 2, you know, or tried to use instant transmission to escape the destruction of the Yadrat thing, and just,
a great,
you know, the instant transmission fucked up, or he just teleported to a different universe by mistake out of panic or whatever, you know, that just something like that. So it's a far-fetched theory, but I would like that. So if this Yadrat did know who Goku was and did know of Frieza and the Frieza Force and just found himself in a different universe, then that would be cool. So I'm not going to rule that out.
That would be a hell of a prediction if that
How many years has it been since Goku's been on that planet? Goku forgets random shit.
Yeah.
Dude, Goku forgets random shit. He could have forgot who this Yadrat was. He forgets who his wife is.
I know, right? I mean, I don't want to play the racist card, but there's nothing to say the Yadrats aren't like the Namekians and look similar. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not just saying, because in the Dragon Ball universe, I know that sounds really racist, but it's not meant to. But in the Dragon Ball universe, there's a long-standing theme where certain races have distinguishing features. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And maybe this Yadrat Goku probably didn't go, "Oh, it's you," because they all look the fucking same. Maybe we don't know.
Basically,
we don't know. You know.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I do want to bring up, and this literally is my my really good point. That's not far-fetched theory. It's just something I found really, really goddamn interesting.
Well, go ahead.
Was when Goku said, you know, Vegeta was like, da 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 da, and Goku was like, Yadra, da da da, blah blah, pride and shit, right? And then Goku said this sentence: "We should watch out." Now, all I'm gonna say to this, right? If Goku's saying we should watch out to this Yadrat, and he's been on Yadrat, and Goku's the only fucking fighter in this whole tournament who knows anything about the Yadrats besides their own respective universe, right? Now, if Goku's saying we should watch out, that literally says to me there is more to the Yadrats than just instant transmission.
As far as I know, I'm going to say this, as far as I know, the last time that Goku talked about these Yadrats was when he was back on Earth wearing the clothing that he was given by them. He said basically three things. One, they're known for their appetite, like him. Two, about their style, like as in their clothing styles or whatever. I believe that's what was said. And then right. Three, about I think the technique and all that. So that was the three things that was mentioned by Goku. But if Goku's gonna say there's more to them than meets the eye than what I mentioned back on Earth like 7 years ago, before Goten and Trunks and all of them were born, yeah, then that's a concern, and that's a big concern. So why would you want to be super concerned with the universe? So there's a lot of concerns going on in the thoughts of Goku, and like a lot of eager to fight as well for Goku, and it's like overwhelming him. And I think he's gotten a little too overwhelmed from this. In my personal opinion, I think he's getting a little too overwhelmed from this. I think he didn't expect a lot of very unique fighters. I mean, he said, "Yeah, this is gonna be expected." I just don't think he expected the whole outcome like this. Like I think this was big. you know, like that old saying. You know, if you were given three plates of food, and I'm not speaking for Goku, I'm saying in general, if you were given 3 plates of food and you're gonna tell somebody, "Oh, I'm gonna down them," and then you get to your second plate and you're like, "Oh my god, I'm getting stuffed." Well, you know that old saying, it's like, what was that about you? It's something about your eyes are bigger than your stomach. Yeah. Thank you. That's exactly how I feel what Goku has gotten himself into since starting this whole mess. He thought, you know, okay, it's gonna be exciting, it's gonna be a great tournament, I can't wait to fight. I think he's so overwhelmed, he didn't expect it to be this overwhelming. So, yep. So it made a lot of it's like anxiety. It's like he's got anxiety. It's not that, guys, it's not like I'm dogging Goku at all, first of all, or it's legitly what he's feeling. But to me, it's just, you get this sense like there's some anxiety going on, even though he doesn't have it, and you just know it. He's definitely concerned and doesn't want to panic, but he wants to make sure the fighters are ready to go. And we cannot screw up, because he knows now a lot's on the line. So, but very good valid points and a really good opinion from Sylar. So other than that, yeah, like I said, Scrooge last week when joining us in the podcast, he predicted the Yard Rats were at Universe 2. And sure enough, that fighter's from Universe 2. So what will he bring to the table? I don't know, but we didn't see the Yard Rat in the preview as far as I know. I didn't notice him in the preview. So I want to say this, since we're done talking about that, let's go into the next week's episode, and then we'll do some closing comments because we don't want to take too much of you guys' time, but we wanted to make this quick. So preview for episode 97, and there's only a few takes I got into this episode, to tell you the truth, because there was not a whole lot, but I think the biggest thing that came out of it, besides the Goku versus Jiren matchup, which seems like that's what's going to happen, I think what's going to happen is going to happen, like, my prediction is, I think in that scene, it's going to happen near the end of the episode, because in some of the cutscenes, you see Goku fighting, I think, 1 or 2 different fighters, okay? He's fighting 1 or 2 different fighters in base form, so he's not transformed at all. You see a whole bunch of fighters as well, like, I believe Toppo looked like he was getting a double or a triple team, but then again, I think I also saw the same thing that happened to 17. So I noticed in the out of my 4 comments, 1 was Goku and Jiren, which should happen, I think, near the end of the episode. That's number 1. The second thing that got pointed out, I noticed, was 17 taking a triple barrage of Ki Blast from whoever. I couldn't give, we don't know who is who at this point. We're still all trying to figure out. I mean, obviously, we got to see all the fighters, so we know what team they're on, but not all the names have been established. So all I know is 17 is using that shielding technique, which is really cool. So he's shielding Ki Blast. It looks like he's holding his ground on a 1-on-3 assault, so that's cool. That was one. The look on Zeno's face, you could, and this was in more than one cut scene. His eyes were like, oh my god, I like candy, give me more. And it's like, he was enjoying what he was seeing. He was overwhelmed. Like, if you thought what you noticed for his emotions was cool and crazy when he saw Goku fight Toppo and fight the leader of the Wolves in Universe 9, well, you could tell in a couple of cutscenes, Zeno is definitely amazed. Okay, he said, "Make this tournament amazing." Oh, by far, he's had amazement already out the gate. So that was the 3 out of the 4 things I noticed. And the biggest thing that gave me the biggest notice, and this may not mean anything to you guys, but you gotta give him a shout out. Freaking Buff Roshi doing the Kamehameha at somebody, and I think it was against a chick opponent. It looked like he used that technique, learned from many ages ago, that he taught Goku, and of course Goku and everybody else that learned it, basically from either watching or learning, used the Kamehameha, and it looked like it was targeting a chick. I'm predicting he was fighting a woman 1-on-1, no issues. So I couldn't tell if he was fighting a woman, but if he was, and I think it was a woman, I think it was an alienish looking woman too. It looked like, not the one from 11, obviously, because the
Transformers.
Yeah, I think it was like that one, or for like from Universe 10 or somebody. But he went all out, and he's not phased at all. So he told Curl right. So we'll see. We'll see
bro. He's shooting that Kamehameha at Jiren.
I mean,
no way. I think he shot it at a woman.
With regards to the preview, the one thing that I did notice, and I went back and rewatched the episode when, and again, like I said, dude, if you don't mind, I'm just going to go into a little bit of depth about just going back to the Universe Fighters.
Go ahead.
But dude, the one thing I noticed about the episode preview was there was the Green Wolf. Now he wasn't even, he wasn't even on any of the fucking teams, right? So like, this Green Wolf on the preview is a new fighter that wasn't even introduced in this episode. Now, Universe 4, TN said, they said, they've only got 8 fighters. Universe 4 only has 8 fighters, but then TN says, no, it's faint, but I sense a presence. Right? Now, I'm just going to say, this wolf either belongs to Universe 4 or Universe 6. It's one of those two, because everybody else was either revealed or...
I'm curious. Why 6?
Yeah, a shadow. Because Universe 6 had two fighters in the shadow when they showed the teams. They showed Hit, Vegeta, Batamo, They showed some dude who looks like a pile of bullshit. But there was 2 fighters in the shadows. The same with another universe. I think it was 10, maybe. No, wait, it wasn't 10. It was 4.
Right.
And anyway, but I found that really interesting. Like the fact that there's this new character in the next episode that wasn't even introduced, along with everybody else in this episode. So I'm looking forward to that. You know. And the thing is, a lot of people are saying, well, what if it could be the wolf from Universe 9 because they've got 3 wolves and there could be an additional wolf. No, and I'll tell you why that's a no. Because Universe 9 introduced all 10 of their fighters, and all 10 of their fighters was they had. And this is what I said about going in depth into the fighters, because I did look into it. Universe 9 has got 10 fighters confirmed. We saw them all. They've got some fucking Yu-Gi-Oh looking people. They've got blue eyes. Seriously, dude, go back and watch it, man. They've got a blue eyes white dragon.
Yeah,
they've got Lady Devimon in there.
Yep, I saw
that. They've got fucking Mighty Mouse.
They had
got
some crazy characters in that.
They've got like a greeny blue Aquaman. and the thing that I noticed is they've kind of got Groot as well from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Listen,
yeah, like, they
all
had
I
a
can
Groot.
say.
That's all.
Listen,
that's all I saw.
All I can say, and I'll let you continue, is listen. This is Toriyama. He's definitely getting things from other things, and if the Harley Quinn and Joker gods from Universe 11 don't seal the deal after what you just said a minute ago about Universe 9's fighters, then definitely something's wrong with y'all that don't agree
bro,
with that.
They stole it from
obviously
him. They didn't steal it from him.
He obviously used the ideas from other things to make these characters. But anyway,
the thing is as well, so many of these fighters, right? If you go back and look, so many of these the flying parrot is reminiscent of a Yu-Gi-Oh card. I cannot remember its fucking name.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
Right?
I think I know which one you're talking about.
It's exactly the same. That dude from Universe 9, the blue eyes white dragon dude, he looks like that motherfucking blue eyes white dragon, right? Like, and then you've got fucking.
I love it. I love it.
Go back and watch. Which one was it now? Was it Universe 2? Yeah, it was. Universe 2 has got this is what Universe 2 has.
Universe 2, the females.
Universe 2 has 3 females because you got Brianna and 2 random ones that
we don't know about. Yep.
Yeah, they've got a random mustache dude, right? Like that mustache dude in a cape. They've got a giant wolf, which was in the shadows. They've got true golden Rildo. Right, like, because he tell me that was not Golden Frieza's equivalent of Meta Rildo.
That might have been
that big fucking dude from Universe 2.
That might have been.
They just fucking do like a random fighters on that dude.
Yeah.
Yep. So
I agree with you on that.
I've just dubbed him. Yeah, I've dubbed him True Golden Rildo. And then they've got the Yadrat. They've got the Yadrat. And then number 9, they've got one of the Harpies ladies, one of the Harpies sisters. Like, dude, legit, straight up go back. It is exactly the fucking same design as one of the Harpies ladies, right?
Yep.
Now, this is my last thing I'm gonna say about Universe 2, because this is fucking very, 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 very interesting.
Okay,
right? From my point of view, dude, and I want your feedback on this before I carry on talking about the other universes.
Absolutely.
Universe 2 showed their fighters, and there was one that caught my eye, dude. Just one. Now, you know Universe 2 has a Yadra, and we were all like up in arms about it.
Yeah.
I noticed there was another fighter that we've seen before. Another species we have seen before. Right now, the legendary Super Saiyan Kale and Broly thing was taken from the movie, and we were all like, yeah, you know.
Obvious. Yep.
Did anybody see the other fighter that I'm talking about now? The one with the green gem on his head that is very, very similar to Hachiyak and the Tuffles.
I was going to say Hachiyak.
To eradicate the Saiyans, right?
Yeah.
Now, that Universe 2 fighter looks like a Tuffle. And I know the Tuffles are GT, but the Tuffles were referenced in Dragon Ball Z, right? Not GT. They were non-canon referenced in the plan to eradicate the Saiyans.
So here's the thing, and I'm going to cut you right there, and then I'll let you continue. And the difference between Z and GT, and here's what we noticed. Now, they've both been mentioned. Obviously, we'll start with the non-canon. The non-canon one, that's what it looked like. Like, we got a generic Tuffle that was created, and it was in a vat, whatever, created by Dr. Mew. and he was also part of this Tuffle situation as well. And bottom line is that's what the Tuffles advanced to look like, right? So that was a Tuffle advanced from whatever technology. However, going back to Z in the canon story, and we heard the stories of the wars between. Well, first it was the Saiyans were allies with the Tuffles because the Saiyans were taking their technology and using it for their fighting and their wars and their battles and all that. And then I forgot who was the one that was explaining the story, but I do know that then King the Saiyans. I think it was and then that's where the tables were turned. The Saiyans had enough of the Tuffles and they betrayed the Tuffles, and the Truffles basically were the Tuffles, not the Truffles. Yeah, dude, the Truffles sound the Truffles sound really good right now. Can somebody go find me one of those dogs so they can sniff for a truffle? But
dude,
no,
the Sonic is really good.
But no. Bottom line is the Tuffles were basically done in Z. Like they were extinct. Okay, the Saiyans were the ones to eradicate them. All right, they betrayed them. So you make a good point, and we'll find out. Is it a Tuffle? I don't know.
I was so fucking hyped when I saw that like Hachiak features on, because the thing that got me hyped was the fact that they have paid homage to 3 of the 12 non-canon movies so far in Super. And I was like, if they fucking paid homage to Hachiak and the Plan to Eradicate the Saiyans movie in the form of introducing this universe to Tuffle, right? Like, I would just be like, yo. I mean, I might be looking into it because we do that a lot. Dragon Ball fans do that a lot. But it just got me hyped, thinking, well, if there's a Yadrat in there, what? Surely. I mean, there's nothing to suggest that they couldn't, you know, canonize the Tuffle race even further by going, well, look at this universe too, dude. So that got me hyped. Which the Universe 3 Bio Warrior, Mecha Warrior shit, I don't really have anything to say about.
The robots.
Yeah, they look cool.
They look very cool. In that one episode when we got to hear from the Kai and the God of Destruction talking to the leader, which was very impressive. Even I was impressed. When they showed that episode, I was very impressed what he could bring to the table for the Universe 3. So that was pretty cool. And then we see these fighters. I was like, it is what it is. We'll see what they can do. Especially their secret weapon that can do all kinds of things. So.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I did notice that did kind of, you know, not necessarily intrigue me, but I was a little bit like, was the Dr. Giro looking dude. Because everybody else on that team, all other 9 fighters looked like fucking Bio Warriors, you know what I mean? But he just looked like a Dr. Giro with a stick. You know what I'm saying? So I was intrigued by that a little bit, but again,
that could be some of the fighters attacking 17. How much you want to bet? That could be the androids versus the robots. I'm predicting that right now. So
maybe so.
Yep.
So I've covered Universe. I've covered everybody just about now. The Universe 11 Pride Troopers. They've got 9.5 members. Because that other dude was like the size of my fingernail. So like that I'm just saying, like they've got 9.5 members.
And they got a chick fighter too, because I noticed that. They got a chick fighter.
And the only other thing that obviously I want to talk about, because it's the last universe that we haven't mentioned.
What's that?
Universe 10.
Universe 10. So yeah,
Universe 10
we were dogging for almost a month after what we saw in certain episodes. So let's hear it. What do you have to say about Universe 10? Now that they showed their colors.
I am gonna take a shit. Right, on Universe 10. Like,
here we go. 10 can't catch a break at all. 10 can't catch a break
10 can't catch a break with me, man. Like, you go back to the episode where they were all in silhouettes, like they were all in fucking
doing their battle dancing thing and costumes and drinking protein shakes and being like, yeah, protein shakes, man. This is how we're gonna win. Yeah.
Now,
Brawn and protein.
Universe 10 has got the Parrot Man and the Butterfly Girl, the 2 flying ones. Now, I'm not being funny, but I didn't see anything, right, to even resemble a fucking flying thing in that. I went back and watched the episode. I was like,
yes, I agree with you. Right? I am 100 billion% with you on that. I feel like we still got trolled in that episode even more.
Oh, we so got trolled, dude.
God, did we get trolled, bro.
What the fuck's the point in that Butterfly Girl drinking a protein shake, dude? She's like a steak. Right? Like, she was not gonna beef up, man, at all. Like, she was just fuck that shit, man. I'm taking a big fat poo on it, right? Because that was just fucking stupid.
I think we need I think we need a moment of silence for Guatsu. Rest in peace, buddy.
he's so fucking stupid.
He's done.
But
Like, just take the time ring and get the fuck out of there, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Use the time range. Use your
Maybe
time.
that's Guasu's backup plan. Like, he's probably sat on the tournament seats scratching his time ring, thinking, any minute now. But like, again, yep. So we've covered Parrot Man, Muscle Man, Butterfly Girl. Again, these are not all canon confirmed name, guys. These are just names I've given them. There's the pink John Travolta lookalike. Did you see him?
I did.
The pink John Travolta, right? Like, dude, that shit was like, he was legit. Like, I expected a fucking Afro pink Marcellus Wallace to be on the other side, but the fucking wasn't. Yeah. But he looked like fucking John Travolta in Pulp Fiction.
I was definitely gonna go
legit,
there.
Man. Legit, right?
Oh my god.
And then, so that's 4 of their fighters. Then they had Elvis Pigsley, right? Did you see Elvis Pigsley?
I was like, what?
Right? Oh, when he comes out in the English dub, right? If his voiceover is not, I'm going to defend my universe.
If it sounds like Edamon,
right, I'm gonna screw.
If it's the voice of Edamon from Digimon, I'm going to literally laugh my ass off in this chair. I will. If it is the voice actor for Edamon from Digimon, in English dub, I'm literally going to lol.
I know, right? So you had like you've got Parrot Man, Butterfly Girl, Pink John Travolta, Elvis Pigsley, and there was 2 fighters I couldn't say anything about, which were the 2, you know, the green and the pink martial artist stance looking dude. They didn't really stand out.
I thought I saw Bruce Lee, but that
right, yeah, he did look like a fucking red Bruce Lee dude. I agree with that. But then they had this fucking hammerhead shark.
Yeah.
Like, the fuck? They had a hammerhead shark, right? Now, I can't picture a hammerhead shark even remotely getting buffed up, right? He just looked like a weirdo, and I was just like, nah, again, to take a shit. Now, another fighter I did notice, there was 2 left, right? There's 2 fighters left I want to discuss, and these are the 2. Yep, these are the 2 fighters that caught my eye the most, right?
Right.
What is your opinion on the Master Roshi Smurf Patara?
Yeah,
did you see him?
What was that about?
Yeah, what was that? That was like a Smurf fused with Master Roshi.
I swear I saw like a dwarf or something or other, but yeah, I totally hear you with that one. I was like kind of shocked at that one. Guys, again, if you guys are joining the podcast, we're talking about the fighters that were revealed for Universe 10. Now, we don't know their names, we don't know what they can do, but we definitely can tell you what we think about what they can bring to the table and the lookalikes, like what they represent, and it's pretty funny.
I'm not gonna lie, like,
thank you for the one share.
I'm surprised
hi YouTube.
Guatsu doesn't just take the time ring and then go team up with Goku Black, because what the hell?
Dude, honestly, Scrooge, man, I agree. Like, he's just given, like, his universe.
He must have a mental fucking breakdown.
I would. Honestly, he must have done. That might be the equivalent of going out and buying a speedboat at 30 years old, right? Like, so, fucking, we've established all these fighters for Universe 10, guys. If we don't know the canon names, you guys are more than welcome to use these names. Pink Butterfly, you got Butterfly Girl, Parrot Man.
I mean, you can say whatever you want. I'm sure that some of the YouTubers like Geekdom and other people out there that do these reviews have majorly researched all of their names and what they can do, because there are some backstories. Like, even before we knew about okay, like, here's the thing. Even before we knew anything about the Gods of Destructions, like, first of all, knowing that there were now 12 universes, and then finding out there were 12 Gods of Destructions and all that. Listen, before anything was revealed, like, people like Geekdom, you know, learning from Herms and all that, found out where their origins are based on Egyptian hieroglyphs, these names of the gods and all that. So bottom line was, some of these ideas for Gods of Destructions came from I can't even say that. I can't even say the damn word. I'll just say glyphs. I'll just say glyphs. Glyphs from Egyptian timelines, right? And some of the names came from there. So that they already knew, like, they did their research. So for the fighters that we don't know the names for, the regular fighters, you know, we'll eventually learn, you know, from time after time out each episode, perhaps. I don't know. But I can't wait for next week's episode. Definitely a lot of people can't wait for next week's episode. Do you have any input about next week's episode, Scrooge? Like, you want to share a comment? Because, man, Sylar went bullet point for bullet point on all the universe fighters.
I'm not going to lie. Goku and Jiren should just fucking go at it next week.
Well, that's
right off the bat.
That's what I'm predicting. Like I said, and I quote, I think near the end of the episode, that's what's going to happen. By the way, sorry for the sound in the background. But, yeah, I think that's going to happen. I think that's going to definitely happen. I think Jiren and Goku, I think what's going to happen is before they start fighting, I think they're going to talk it out, and then the next episode after that. I think it's when the
You know what?
Oh,
I want it to happen. I want it to happen, but it's not gonna happen. I think what's gonna happen is the fighting's gonna start. You're gonna see the explosions like in the trailer. They're gonna look at each other like they want to duke it out, and I think the other universes are gonna try to jump Goku, and they're not gonna fight right now. Because come on, let's be honest. You can't have the meat right off the bat. You can't have the most best fighting match start right off the bat. It'd be stupid. They're gonna milk this tournament out for a long time. They're not gonna just we'll have the two main fighters go at it right away.
Mm-hmm. Sorry,
Right.
guys, I had to nip away, by the way, for 2 seconds.
No, that's fine. We're gonna go into final thoughts and then we'll end it here. So bottom line is what I'm thinking of next week, and you know, I saw a comment from Canadian. I think first of all, thank you for your comments and your concerns, and guys out there that are talking in the chat box. Thank you guys for sharing your comments and concerns about the episodes to come. But I was gonna say, definitely, again, we've mentioned this before in many podcasts. Don't go by the opening cutscene or the ending cutscene or whatever based on it. But it looked like in the beginning of the cutscene, you clearly see Goku go Kaioken Blue. And I think that's going to happen at a point against Jiren. And also you notice even after that cutscene, he's just back to base form Goku fighting Jiren. So it looked like, I think he's just going to stay base form. I don't think he's going to transform in this episode. Because he clearly is fighting like 1 or 2 different fighters before he sees Jiren right in front of him, and you got all these like explosive looking things in the background, which is supposed to represent people fighting each other, not weapons or anything like that. So I think that's what's going to happen. I don't think their actual fight's going to start next week. I think it's just going to lead to it near the end of the episode, and then it'll start the next episode out of that.
Agreed.
Other than that, I want to see who Roshi's firing that Kamehameha at. That really got me. I think it definitely looked like he was aiming it at a woman, and I think it was from not Universe 11 and not from Universe 6. It's either going to be against 2 or the alienish looking one. I think from not 10, but I think it was like I think not 9. Definitely not 9. Definitely not 6. I think it was on. It's either gonna be he's gonna fire at 2 or 4, because 3 was the robots, and I don't think they had robots. I think 4 had a chick as well. So I'm gonna say 2 though, because the odds are he's going against them. So, but alright, that was my final thoughts. Any final thoughts for you, Scrooge? We'll start with you, and then we'll hear Sylar out. Go ahead, man.
I'm sorry, what did you cut off on?
Final thoughts on what to expect for next week. You kind of already said something.
A lot of fighting. A lot of fighting.
Well, a lot of fighting, yeah, obviously, but
yeah,
just a lot of fighting. Just a lot of fighting, guys.
I want to see some Michael. I want to see some Michael Bay shit going on.
If you want to
fuck the plot, I want to see explosion.
If you want to see the Royal Rumble, $9.95 a month, WWE Network. Let's go. Lots of fighting, guys. Lots of fighting. Let me tell you something, brother.
This is the 80-ring Royal Rumble, hosted by the Macho Man.
$9.95 a month, Royal Rumble 2017. Let's go. No,
I feel sorry for the voice actors for next week, like the Japanese voice actors, because it's literally just gonna be that fucking. It's just gonna be. You know, like it was with Goku Gohan fight, but just like. In deeper voices.
I thought Goku's Japanese voice actress, because I'm pretty sure it's a chick, where he's going like, yeah, it's like, oh my god,
90-year-old lady screamed,
stop it, just stop. So, but yeah,
to be totally honest, like this tournament in a way should be really fast, but they're gonna obviously they're gonna make it more towards Universe 7 doing better because everybody other than Universe 6, everybody literally should fucking hate Team 7. They should,
do.
As soon as the gong is rung, they should just blitz Universe 7.
They do, and that's the thing though. That's the thing though. Even the gods themselves don't even like Goku, and they're not even involved in the tournament. No, they just want Zeno's favor and wanted to show off, and then that little cute little, oh, let's finish this up, guys. Yeah, shooting bricks at 7 and no one else. Are you freaking kidding me? They weren't even shot at Jiren. Because even Goku said, and quote, oh, Jiren knew they weren't even going to be shot at him. Because he knew that sensing the damn bricks, they were all towards Goku. So, you know, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. Anyway, Sylar, your final thoughts on this episode? On the next episode?
The one person I'm looking forward to seeing is the only fucking character I left out of that universe analysis. And he's from Universe 10, the Zarbon 2.0.
The Zarbon 2.0, oh my god.
Zarbon 2.0, did you see him? He came in, he was like, oh my flower. You know, like he came in, so I'm looking forward to seeing what's the deal. Because you guys know, I have a fond affection for Zarbon. I absolutely love Zarbon.
God,
like, I think Zarbon is one of the greatest fucking characters in the entire Dragon Ball franchise, and I will always stick by that. Like, just because of his comedic element as well as he's just an amazing character. But that guy from Universe 10 who flew in with the flower, he was very reminiscent. He was very Zarbon-y. So I'm looking forward to seeing if he's like a legit real deal. Because I always wanted to see a beefed up Zarbon, you know? So, and I don't mean his monster transformation either. Before anybody goes, he had a beefed up transformation style. Did you see it? I did see it. But I mean like a legit power scaling beef Zarbon. So I'm looking forward to that, dude. But I'm looking forward to the entire thing. But yeah, to finish off, dude, I did note down the questions. I noted down 4 questions. So I'll put these questions to you guys from the viewers. And this is what I always do, guys. So if you're not familiar with this, during the podcast, you guys are more than welcome to use the hashtag podcast followed by a question. I always jot them down, and this is what I do at the end. So, guys, first question from Black Beerus. He says, "Why is Jiren so fucking cool?" And I'll put that question to you first, Scrooge.
Really?
Yeah. Really? Why is Jiren so fucking cool? Why do you think Jiren?
Bro, he's got the rape eyes, dude. He's like gonna finger bang somebody. You see those eyeballs?
Yeah, he's gonna screw somebody.
Like, he's like, get lost. Oh, I'm gonna finger you. And Goku's like, bye.
Well, I guess I have
I
have to answer this question. To tell you the truth, honestly, to me, Jiren looks like an alien from a certain kind of movie, and I don't know what movie it is, but it's just he looks like such a not unique character to me. I honestly am not trying to hate on the character. I mean, all I can say is I think Toppo actually looked more interesting to me than Jiren, and a lot of people will maybe agree with that, because when the damn prelims started, everybody thought that was going to be the matchup, everybody thought that was the Jiren that we were talking about, because even before these episodes came out, there was a little bit of confusion in the opening cutscene, because it showed who we were talking about in this question, but then they had to switch it with Toppo, or vice versa, because to me, I think Toppo is more interesting and cooler looking than actually Jiren. I'm sorry to say that. That's just my opinion. But to answer that question, what's so cool about him, or why is he so cool? I think it's just because of the hype. That's all I'm gonna say. It's the hype. All right, that's why he's cool. All right, and that's all I'm gonna say. And he's the strongest in 11. That's why he's hype and he's the strongest. There you go.
Here's my. Sorry.
Keep that question just for a second, dude. So I'll get these 4 out the way, because they are, they were from the viewers. So just hold on to that a sec. Yeah. Sniper Dragon 32 asks, which we did cover a bit, but he just says, "I'm kind of expecting Frost and Frieza to team up. Did you guys? Just yes or no? Because we've already covered it.
Yes.
Yes or no?
Oh, everybody's gonna agree. All 3 of us. Yes.
Yeah, we did.
Absolutely.
So that covers that. I mean, it's a good question as well.
And it was a good question.
Professor Genki. Yeah, Professor Genki9 asks, was it not surprising Frost and Frieza immediately became best buddies?
So the thing is, I'm gonna answer this question. All right. So I think what's gonna happen. Here's the thing. Yeah, the reason why they acted the way they acted. Well, first of all, Frieza started the whole conversation to team up with him. But here's the thing, though. They're both evil, obviously. Hold on a sec, from the fans. But they're both evil. They're both manipulating and deceitful. And you know what that means? Here's what I predict. This is my bold prediction. One's gonna betray the other, and it's gonna be Frieza, and he's gonna be the one to eliminate Frost. That is my prediction with boldness. I'm gonna go with that. That is to not only answer that question, but to predict what to come. Because you're gonna tell me that those two are gonna actually work together. You think they're gonna be bros? You know, hey, what's up, bro? That's my bro. Yeah, Frost and Frieza, bro. Yeah, what's up, bro? Fist, bro. Yeah. Yeah, let's blow up some shit, bro. Yeah, we're gonna eliminate all these bitches. No, it ain't gonna happen.
Even if they do, Frost and Frieza will stab each other in the back. Like that's just a given. It's just in the nature.
That is exactly
you know what I mean?
What's gonna happen mid-fight, or even before mid-fight. Because I'm gonna tell you right now. Like, remember we had that prediction. We had our opinions on who would be like the final 10 fighters. If we finally got to see, like, all of them. Well, now we got to see him. And Frieza was in my top 10 finalists, right? Well, I'm telling you right now, he's still going to be in there, I think. But at the same time, I think at halfway point or right before halfway point. So there's 80 fighters total. I think about 25, maybe 30-ish. I'm going to boldly predict, somewhere around that ballpark, if not halfway. Frieza turns on Frost, eliminates his ass like a betrayal in a Royal Rumble of a certain Royal Rumble in WWE. That's what I feel like. Like a tag team. Like, hey, there was a tag team, and then, oh, boom, I want to win the title. Yeah, like the Royal Rumble.
they're all betray each other.
Rumble. He's going to throw him over the ring. Somebody's going to get betrayed. I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen. I'm putting a prediction right now that's going to happen later in the
Put Psyduck on the line.
So anyway, you're just saying
Scrooge,
basically...
Scrooge, answer that. So go ahead. Answer the comment about the Frieza and Frost thing.
Yeah, they're going to team up because, to be honest, they're similar. They're evil. Obviously, that's how that works. I think what's going to happen is, I think one's going to betray each other at the right time. They're not going to betray each other right off the bat because, come on, the whole idea for Frieza is that he wants to kill Beerus. Like, you know that. That's a given.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And he can't... Like, at a full power true golden Frieza could probably fight Beerus for a while.
Beerus, yeah.
I'm pretty sure he could. Like, if you don't use the Hakai, if you don't use that, then...
Sweet. So, there's got 2 questions left, and then I'll get right to your question, Scrooge. The best dude 2260 asks, were you surprised that the gods of destruction were building the arena? And I'm gonna throw that one to you, Zal, first.
Was I surprised? Absolutely. Actually, absolutely. I was a little surprised because even they said they weren't even expecting that. But the thing though is when you're offered to basically do another expedition in front of the Grand Priest and Zeno, because that's what they basically were doing it for anyway. They wanted just to show off in front of Zeno, period. They didn't even care about the Grand Priest, all right? They heard what the Grand Priest had to say, and when he said what he said about Zeno is watching, you know, he's having some food, you know, he's very eager to watch the fight, and when they all volunteered and stuff, I didn't expect them to do anything but just fight. But that did shock me that first of all, here's what shocked me. The material they used. So it's clear that the Grand Priest is kind of using material from Universe 7. Okay? Is there anything stronger in the universes? I'm sure there are that are even stronger than the let me see, what was that word? It was the Kachi-Ketchin. I believe that's what he named the material used for it. But when you see Gods of Destructions fighting with full force and their key energy blast and all that, and they wrecked the arena, not like to oblivion, but just basically did enough damage to where we lulled after the Grand Priest said clean it up and fix it, and we see the pillar fall, which was the funny part of that episode too. Yeah, of course I was shocked that they had to rebuild. I thought that thing was supposed to be good enough to hold for a long time. I mean, last I checked, this was like, what, a 45... Wasn't this a timed fight, too? Like 45... You have 48 minutes, something like that. So in literally not even 2 minutes, the ring got wrecked. Okay, but Gods of Destructions are not fighting. So therefore, after the Grand Prix said, "Okay, I see the flaws. We're gonna modify this, clean this shit up, and fix it." Yeah, of course I was surprised. I thought the Grand Prix should have just fixed it since he's the one that's creating all this. So of course I was shocked.
The thing that annoyed me, right, the thing that annoyed me about this fight between the three gods was literally the first thing they said when they got in the ring was, "This is the tournament rules, okay?" They all agreed on that. They were like, "We'll follow the tournament rules." And within the next scene, within a split second, they're all flying. I'm like, okay, one of the rules is you can't fly, and all three of you are up in the air right now. So that was just stupid. But anyway, forget that. That was probably just plot hole. I mean, I'll answer Canadians, because Canadian had two questions. One was directed at me, one was directed at both of us.
Go ahead.
I'll just answer quickly the single question.
Yeah. What was the question?
Canadian fella 12 said, Sylar, do you think Gohan's grown a lot during his training with Piccolo? Do you still think Gohan will get a new transformation? And if so, how will the transformation happen? Legit, since it's directed at me, dude, I will literally just say yes, he's going to get a new transformation. And I think it will be to do, as I boldly predicted last week, and I'm still sticking by this, Goku will get eliminated and erased, and that's going to trigger Gohan. I still think it's Gohan's arc. It might be a bold prediction, I'm probably wrong, but that's what I'm going with.
I'm going to answer
a Goku
that
elimination.
Listen, I'm going to answer that question, whether
go ahead.
It's just you or anybody else. I'm going to answer that question, and I said the same thing too. I said, and I quote, that Gohan is going to get a new transformation. I think it's going to happen, and I actually am disagreeing with his reason, which is Sylar's. He says it's going to be caused by Goku's elimination. I'm predicting it's going to be caused by Piccolo's elimination. So that is my prediction. If Scrooge wants to answer that question, go right ahead.
Yeah, I said Piccolo.
And he also with me on that one. All right,
Piccolo,
so that answered that question.
Possibly. Yeah, the last question, and then we'll get to yours, Scrooge. So apologies, dude. I'm just trying to get through the viewer questions as quick as we can.
We got
yeah. He says, again, it's just for me and Zalf, but I'll get your thoughts as well, Scrooge, man. What are your thoughts about, Canadian asks, what are your thoughts about Frieza and Vegeta, and if Vegeta finds out who ordered Frieza to destroy his planet, what do you think Vegeta will do? So it's a hypothetical question.
Wow, and I'm going to wait on my answer. You go ahead and answer first. That's a good question. Wow.
I'm going to say nothing's going to happen with that. I don't think anything will happen with that. I think they'll just overlook it. In all honesty,
that's a difficult answer. Not a difficult question. That's a difficult answer because this is a prediction, hypothetical question or whatever. So yeah. I would honestly say nothing as well. But I mean, come on. After watching tonight or last night's episode, or I watched it this morning's episode of the new one, and seeing how how Vegeta feels about Frieza. Let's get the facts straight. Number one, yeah, Vegeta's still gonna say, "Listen, Vegeta blew up my father's planet." That's number one. Okay, you wrecked the Saiyan race. That's number one. You know, number two, you know. Look what happened on Namek too, man. We got even worse. And then on Resurrection F, that shit just got real. So no, of course, no, nothing. And he's still gonna hate Frieza even if he find out the truth that
exactly,
really
man. I don't.
So it doesn't matter.
I think they'll overlook it. Not gonna ask it. The reason for this is because, I mean, as shitty as this sounds, Vegeta don't give a shit. He don't give a shit about his dad. He doesn't give a shit about his race, even though he says it's pride and Saiyan warriors, and he goes on these tirades a lot about how much, they're the last of the same race and shit like that. But bro, you had access to Dragon Balls for years. If you gave that much of a fuck, the last survivor Saiyan, you'd wish him back. Right? So, like, I'm not hating on Vegeta.
If you realize what he actually cares now for the most, he has 3 things that he cares about anymore. 3, and I'm gonna name them.
Like, that's fine.
Well, I'm gonna name them real quick, and then I'll let Scrooge answer the question. Number 1, he cares about training. He still cares to be the best, and leads to number 2, which is to be better than Kakarot. Okay, that's number 2. But his third and most important thing is actually not his pride anymore, because his pride now has not been in check, but he now understands that family means a lot, and now he has been so humbled by the presence of Bulma. If you even watch last night's episode, you could tell that when even, like, listen, Bulma was talking to everybody, not just to Vegeta, but to everyone, saying good luck in the tournament, you know, win this and blah, 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 blah. Same with Yamcha. But when he heard it from Bulma, you could tell, like, when his head went down, like, he didn't do, like, usually if he heard a comment like that, that's where the pride thing goes, and that's where he crosses his arms and goes and does the sound, like, you know what I'm saying? No, this one, he put his head down with his eyes closed because he's thinking of his loved ones. That is huge.
I agree.
That's a big difference from the Z Fighter, I'll say Z Fighter Vegeta because it's appropriate, but the Z Fighter Vegeta we knew to the Super Fighter that we know now of Vegeta. He has taken a major change in attitude, and he has gotten better about it. I'm not saying he's 100% better, because he still has that arrogance, and, you know, I'm like tonight's episode again, you know, he's like, I don't want to do teamwork, Gohan, okay? We're going against the strongest fighter, and that's it. One-on-one, saying pride, assholes. That's it. That's it. I'm done. No teamwork. Let's go. Saying pride, baby. Now, he still has that. He still has that. But I think he's gotten a lot better in you know, that kind of thing. So anyway, Scrooge, go ahead and answer your question if you want.
I feel like his pride has evolved. You know, like it's still there, but it's evolved to the family level now.
It's a family level. That's
and I think if King Vegeta was still, I feel if King Vegeta was still alive, he would actually give a shit about his dad now. After everything he's been through with Bulma, his 2 kids. Come on, you think he really hate his dad after all this shit?
Yeah, I got you on that. Maybe.
I think he.
That'd be a good question.
I think he'd probably still. I think he would. I think he'd hate him. I think he would hate
his father.
Yeah, I think he would. I think he'd hate his dad.
Okay.
Like, I legit think that because Vegeta's got this family-orientated pride now, which you said's evolved. You know, he's got all this thing now. He's like, if I knew how, you know, my father was in terms of if my father was King Vegeta, and I adapted to having a family, and my pride was based on my family. My first question, literally, to my father is, why did you do nothing to protect me? Like, literally. Like, I'm fighting for my family, I'm fighting for my kids, I'm fighting for, you know, the universe, I'm fighting for all this. The first thing I would ask King Vegeta is, you didn't give a fuck enough to get stronger. You didn't care about getting stronger, you didn't care about protecting your family, and that's why you lost to Frieza. Right. So maybe the only reason he don't give a fuck about his dad and bringing his dad back is purely because his pride and his foundations that he built his life on are nothing like his fucking dad's. Like, legit. You know what I mean? Like, I think he's come to the realization that his dad was just another Saiyan. I think that's what he thinks of his dad. He's just another Saiyan.
All right. Well, that will conclude those questions, and let's go hear the ones from Scrooge's point. So, Scrooge, you got some questions from the fans. Read them out loud.
Mostly I got it for anybody mostly you two, but anybody else that wants to jump in.
That's fine.
You know, everybody's saying there's 10 fighters on every team, and how Tien sensed there was 2 more hidden in the background.
Well, first of all, it was 8 fighters and 2 sensed in the background. Yeah. Okay, yeah, but who are the other 2 fighters on Universe 6 then? Because if you saw the preview or the thing, there's 8 fighters there. There's 8. But did you hear what Sylar said earlier? He said that the Green Wolf might be one of either the hidden fighters for Universe 2 or they were for 6, right? Is that what we were talking about?
4 or 6.
Wait, 4 or 6.
Hell count as
4
3
or
people.
6. I'm sorry. So because 6 had hidden warriors, so they had the 10.
Yeah,
it's just we don't know who these other 2 they picked up. So that's definitely up in the air. We don't know. And then on the other hand, we have 2 mysterious fighters we don't know either. So there's 4 unaccounted for, and there's a 1 in 4. There's a 1 in 2 chance that the Green Wolf.
It doesn't. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have got all excited about that question. Really, it's the 3 Saiyans and hit. The other 6 don't matter.
All right, what's the next question, man?
That was the question.
That was it for your questions?
I didn't have questions. I had a question.
You didn't have any other questions?
Want to play HOTS?
Oh, we'll be playing HOTS. But anyway, guys, I guess that will conclude this podcast webisode of Dragon Ball Episode 96 review. Guys, thank you so much for coming on into the stream. Appreciate that. Again, Sylar, as always, Good guy. Check him out at the real Sylar _08 on his Twitter. And you can always hit him on Twitch. I know he's not doing Twitch right now, but he will let you guys know, his fans and my fans will let everybody know what's going on with him. Alright. He's definitely big in the Pokemon community as well. He loves playing the new Pokemon. The Pokemon game on the DS, so Sun and Moon, hype, going for those shinies. And then, of course, shout out to our boy Scrooge for joining us. This is the second week in a row he's joined us in the podcast. I think he's doing fantastic. If you guys want to leave some tweets and let me know how you think he's doing as a commentator here and being opinionated and anything else during this podcast, let me know at Zalfgamer, or you can let me know here. I would prefer at Zalfgamer. Hit me up on Twitter. We want to hear it. And also, I think what we're going to do is when the new episode comes out, here's the thing. We'll continue doing the podcast hopefully on Sundays now, Sundays in the morning, like 9 a.m. Eastern. But when the episode comes out, like that night, so Saturday night, on Twitter, keep an eye out on my Twitter, and even on Sylar's and anybody else's Twitters, like that's involved with the podcast here, the crew of 3 here. If you guys want to submit your questions, and this is a great idea, since we just started this just now, if you want to submit some questions after you've watched the new episode, and I haven't seen it, let me watch the episode, and then we'll save those questions for the podcast, and you guys can come on in anytime and hear what we have to say. Hit us up at Zalfgamer, or hit us up at the real Sylar _08. We want to hear some of those questions. Hell, you can even submit questions to this day if you want, and maybe we'll get back to you from last week's comments. We'll see about that. But let's focus on next week's and talk about next week's topics. All right. Other than that, I think that'd be a great idea. So hit us up on Twitter. Twitter's got to go through the roof. Other than that, guys, also a shout out, most importantly, to you guys, the fans that are watching and listening at home or wherever you're at. Thank you guys so much for being part of the podcast, talking in the chat box, and asking these questions for Sylar or myself or at Scrooge. It's a great podcast. Guys, I think this is a really good podcast, and I can't wait for next week. So you guys hyped for next week's episode? I am. I am.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
And
Michael Bay is taking over next week.
He probably is.
Just like I said, guys, just to kind of get that out there and agree with what Zal said, guys, we're always approachable on Twitter, and we actively encourage you guys to tweet us questions, and even if they're just theories, things like that. If you want to see a question brought to us at the end of a podcast with regards to an episode or whatever, just always feel free to hit us both up on Twitter. Just use the hashtag podcast followed by your question, and either tweet at Zalfgamer or at the real Sylar _08. We'll take your questions, I'll jot them down, and then just like we did today, we'll take live questions and address questions on Twitter. So you guys are more than welcome to do that. So thank you guys as well.
Well, other than that, from hearing from both my colleagues, for Scrooge McDuck and Sylar08, this is Zalfgamer saying, have a good one, guys. I'm going to shut off the stream for a little bit, and then we'll continue on Twitch and YouTube and wherever for some live gaming content. We'll probably be playing Heroes of the Storm, so can't wait. But I'm going to take a little bit of a break. I'll be back in 20 minutes, guys. Until then, guys, see you next week's for next week's podcast and for next week's questions and comments and all the reviews for episode 97 of Dragon Ball Super. Guys, have a good one. We'll be back in 20 minutes. And if you have to go, see you later and have a good one, guys. Thank you.